In our streaming obsessed world, do you miss DVD commentary tracks? Well, fear not, because I, Von Fry, the most scorned critic in all of YouTube, am here to give you commentary tracks for the movies we love and sometimes love to hate. Tonight, I think I got one that was really well liked back in the 90s and now seems to be a subject of scorn or just totally forgotten. It's Independence Day from 1996, directed by Roland Emmerich, starring Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, and of course, Will Smith. Before we get into it, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at CalderaLab.com, makers of the finest skincare for men, including the Good Serum. It'll have you getting jiggy with it. Use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. All right, I have got my popcorn ready. I'm opening up a IBC root beer over here. We know how to do this now without hurting ourselves, don't we? I want to get that nice pop right there, and now I can maybe twist the rest of the way. Yep, no issue. I am watching Independence Day on Starz, and there is that little, this is rated PG-13, you know, that sort of thing at the beginning, right? So we kind of want to avoid that if at all possible. As such, I would recommend, if you're watching this on Starz with me, go ahead and queue up to 10 seconds in. If you're somewhere else, you can probably go to zeros. It's all a black screen right now that we're looking at, and we're going to hit play now. Dun, 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 dun. Rousing orchestral fanfare. Rousing. It's a little subjective, but damn, I missed the 20th Century Fox intro. And this is one of the good ones, too, before it got too over the top. Fanfare ends. This is a movie I saw. It may not have been opening day, but it was the 4th of July, 1996. That might have been opening day, or maybe the second day. Maybe it was out the, midnight showing or what. But I saw it in the daytime. Biggest theater in Oklahoma City. And I was forced to the front row for the first and last time. A small child did something to the back of my head. I think maybe vomited or picked its nose, wiped something in my hair, and I didn't get it out all summer. The back of my I would reach my hand back there all summer long and smell baby. And yeah, I did take showers and stuff. I think people were really up on this movie when it came out, and now it's just fun to clown on for people. I don't know why the hate is there. It seems like anything that doesn't successfully spawn a franchise in due time or at the whims of others, really, it just gets clowned on or forgotten. It's forgotten because they told a story. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we have to try to make more money out of it then so that people don't forget about it. Oh, hey, let's have a sequel no one cares about. Haven't seen the sequel still myself. I've seen this movie probably a half dozen times, but not in the last 15 so years. So this will be an eye-opening experience of sorts. If I had to guess, I think we're looking at some miniature. It's a combination of miniature and computer effects. There's a lot of good miniatures in this. It is in that era where we're using CGI responsibly. And see, if this was a CGI ship, it would suck. I think in part why people don't talk about this, you don't have a super memorable villain with some scheme, working angles. Their history, their backstory is kept in the dark to the betterment of the film. It's the end of the world as we know it. Man, you would think with this guy playing the golf here, like this is our hero jumping on the scene shot, but no, this guy's pretty much in one scene in the movie. Man, Starz has the subtitles to the far corners of the screen. This guy, I know I've seen him around. SETI. We call these telescopes, but they're not telescopes. It's more like giant ears listening for stuff. Am I wrong, or did SETI like cease operations recently-ish? I think the black guy there in the back, I think he's Paul Walker's boss in the Fast and the Furious, the cop in charge of the street crime scene investigation. Yeah, why are the subtitles to the far corners of the screen? Like you're having to play like tennis, moving your eyes, tracking your head. Oh, Starz, get it together. Signal degrading big. It's down to like 360p. That's coming back to DVD and Blu-ray standard. Hulu does this quite frequently also when I'm watching things. It's not like I'm streaming 4K. All right, so big shadow over the moon, ship coming in. The people of Earth are getting aware of this. Still of a time when it was cool and interesting to have something happening in space for a movie. We would have Armageddon, huge hit 2 years later also. This movie was a phenomenon, and now it's almost like people haven't heard about it. I don't think the Zoomers are aware of this at all. It's lasting legacy, the Bill Pullman rousing speech. We will not go quietly into the night, right? President's daughter currently does a podcast where she talks about Friday Night Lights, a show she was not on. And I think you'll recognize the president's wife as the president in Battlestar Galactica. She's also in Dances with Wolves. It's almost a surprise that this guy's president, because you're seeing him wake up. Kind of looks like maybe the wife is earning the money. She's out getting ready for a big day. And it's like, oh, hey, Mr. President, how's it going? Yeah. I feel like I should recognize, is she? She's not vice president, is she? She's like chief of staff. Former ex Malcolm, really, Ian Malcolm, really, in a sense, because I don't know. I mean, Jeff Goldblum really had a pretty sweet spot thing going for a little bit. From 93 to 97, really, because he's the lead in The Lost World. It's a satellite. Doesn't look too bad. And then just straight crash. It's going to crash. Any minute now. If I recall correctly from last time I watched this, some of the explosions won't look to grade up to par in some way because they are essentially a flat composite image that, and with other stuff just kind of playing over it. So they may not seem like they're exploding in a three-dimensional way to you. So we do have some people that return for the sequel that I haven't watched yet. Judd Hirsch being one. Believable as the father of Jeff Goldblum, I think. Of course, this movie will also kick off Roland Emmerich's spree of destroying the White House whenever possible. I think because this was such a moneymaker, and you understand the devastation when you see something memorable explode, right? This is a fairly long movie, and I think it may be somewhat responsible for the trend of the summer blockbuster needing to be such a big event that it's actually quite long also. David. Harvey Fierstein, right? So this guy's supposed to be like I don't know, he's some smart scientist, but he's kind of reduced to IT at a cable company. Oh, he's all about being green. We have to recycle. I have a plant indoors, not getting sunlight, but I'll spray it with water. Of course, let's drive the analogy home further here. We've got guys trying to watch The Day the Earth Stood Still because, hey, the robots are coming. Or, I'm sorry, the aliens. I don't think that we needed to hang out with every family in this movie. This would be one that I think gets cut. I'm not Chris Pratt, but I sure look like him. So these kids in the trailer park, they're Goofus dad, Randy Quaid, crop duster, dusting the wrong crops. I will give them props. Had to work in there for using a real plane for all of that. Would not happen today. And of course, he's been on the sauce. What on earth did the wife? Are you sure? I do kind of use that quote when I can. Actually, that might be the kind of thing that, if you want that cheap drinker laugh, instead of coming up with jokes, you just kind of insert clips from movies people are aware of. Hell, he used a clip from Independence Day. I get the reference. I want to hit like on this video. Now, we do get to understand pretty decently the size of this mothership. And I think that it's probably brought up further in later in the film, or maybe in the sequel or someplace, that it's like their whole the alien race travels at once, just going from planet to planet, almost like Galactus, sucking down resources, moving on to the next. So this is their full arsenal. And the mothership is absolutely colossal. All the other ships are the size of a city. I think it was a good choice. By the way, I have a Remington just like that. There are Remingtons in every important office on every streaming show right now. I guarantee you. So, or even non-streaming. Yellowstone, they got Remington. DEFCON 3. Hell, we might be in DEFCON 3 right now. The defense con stuff, people don't seem to typically realize that the lower the number, the more severe. I'm trying to recall if this movie gets it right or not. We got some very important information for you. We couldn't just bring an iPad in. We have a briefcase. The presentation is everything. Now, this guy, is he the Secretary of Defense or something? The bald, he died recently-ish, like in the last 5 years, I think. Cancer. He's kind of played up like a villain because he suggests things that don't work and they have to kind of override his orders to come up with the better plan. He's dismissive of what will work. If something hovers over the atmosphere like that, do the clouds part? If it's the size of a city, maybe. We are just bouncing between so many different places and people observing this. And why it's no small miracle. I mean, it kind of is a miracle. We wrap up a whole story in about 2.5 hours. No, now so now they greet them, and then we realize they're bad. Then we sell a ticket to the sequel. We do the teaser trailer. We're not done with them yet. How they're not that good of a villain because they got vanquished in their first movie. Oh man, the big CRT projection TV right there, man. Oof. Of course, the lack of iPhones will also age the film in a way. Part of the marketing mix for this film, you saw these sort of fake, as a TV special, these mock together news press briefings on this with the interference over the picture, all that going. And it built a lot of buzz. And I think there was a lot of interest in seeing Will Smith in another movie too, because the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was winding down, and he remained popular throughout the whole run of that. His star was only growing. And it would be the following year where he really becomes like the biggest movie star, because Men in Black, in conjunction with the what was the album called? Like Big Willie Style, something like that. Getting Jiggy with It. I mean, that was just huge. I had that music video, Welcome to Miami. One of the gals in the Bentley or the car next to him or something was that chick who's writing Ken now. I forgot her name. You know, from Training Day. The broad that was just with Denzel. Hell, we still haven't seen our boy. Thing hasn't necessarily attacked, but these guys did fly into a bunch of fire. He is a Democrat, this president. They're kind of sly about the way they work that in, I believe. Robert Loggia here survives the film. David's on it. He's investigating his own way. Everybody else are just kind of zoning out like zombies, listening to the news. Nobody's listening to him. Of course, I don't watch the press briefings. I'll see my ex. A lot of miscellaneous kids for Quaid. A lot of people still not totally aware of what's happening here. We haven't gotten a good shot of the thing over the cities, right? Even if these are the size of cities and say there's a dozen of them come out, still a lot of pockets of humanity not in cities. Ah, hey, is this Russ Griswold? Shared universe? Oh, not yeah, Russ is the son, sorry. Damn it, what was Cousin Eddie, right? Aliens, they took you out and they messed with you. Mm-hmm. Remember, 1996, if you said you saw aliens, everybody wrote you off as crazy. This movie doesn't do you any favors, even if there is some vindication here. It's only in the last year or so, I think you could start maybe sharing story of an alien abduction. People might take it a little more seriously instead of being dismissive. Damn, does the sister have a character in this? Like, I know she kind of runs off with, I mean, runs off. It's not like she then has to have a sequence of getting rescued even. She's with that guy who was like one of the teen idols in the 90s. Now, I was kind of confused about Vivica A. Fox's character because she's able to correctly judge or has a say on the, not even a 4-pointer. Like, okay, so she's a seismologist, right? No, she's a stripper. And I think we're also supposed to understand that the kid in this, not Will Smith's, adopted. I think that's one thing set up. Or exploring the sequel or something. All right, now we're going to get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Would they bother putting a ship, oh Jesus, the Twin Towers. Would they bother putting a ship over Washington, D.C., where there aren't really skyscrapers? Metropolis area is not what one would find in Chicago or New York City. Everybody, I mean, we're seeing the shadow. We're building it up. Everybody's reacting, but we're not getting a look just yet. Oh, that's a hell of a money shot right there. Coming through the clouds. That looks really damn good. A little soft. I think in part because we weren't always getting renders up to 4K plus type definition. Once we start, if we start doing any kind of like digital compositing, a lot of times that stuff kind of gets put down, rendered down in some way. So I think things do end up looking a tiny bit softer than maybe they should. I like all these shots. This car is, the cop's just like, whoa, I got to get out my car and just look at this. That's dangerous as all heck, but it makes for a good shot. All right, everybody, panic. Yep, only David wanted to go to the roof and take a look. That signal that was interfering with the cable? Our satellites and stuff? Yeah. I think it might have been these ships, or this ship, or at this point, does anybody know how many ships? Oh yeah, I'm one of them. Summer movie thing right there, man. Have a quippy line to so you can cut to another scene. I don't think Will Smith be caught dead in Reebok now, but I'm just saying. Still don't know anything about his character. Jasmine, guaranteed to be a stripper. Jasmine and Jade. You do not run across non-sluts with those names. '20th Century Fox movie. We're going to see some Fox News, but I think we do see CNN and others. Shooting aliens. Yeah, you just playing. Okay, whatever. Oh, by the way, I thought Vivica A. Fox was really damn fine in this. If you agreed, make sure you hit that like button. Will Smith got some muscle on him. Little striation there. What's everybody doing out here? Not the best looking helicopter going overhead, but oh damn. She sees it too, but they both have a job to do, right? Is he with the Marines or the Air Force? We're going to have to look. So we'll wait in a sec. Moscow, Paris, I think Jakarta, some Bombay. I don't think they call it that anymore. Whatever. One of an India place. I could not possibly stand to work for Harvey Fierstein. But boy, does he have a distinct voice. Anybody ever work in a cable company and you have like a wall of, I don't know, 40 TVs? Do you need that? Is there a point? In 6 hours, something happens with the signal. Something bad's happening. They're syncing up. Checkmate. I'm the one who figured this out. I need to talk to the president. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to warn my lawyer about it. Oh, yeah. I'm sure when each of these screens is programmed to be a different TV, they'll matrix together for this. Automatically when the president talks. Ah, yes. The cell phone of the mid-90s, before there was a razor. Actually, that may not be a cell phone. That may be a handset. You're just paranoid. Shouldn't one be paranoid? Or is it even paranoia if you do see the alien ship hovering over your city? It's an ominous sign. They haven't brought anybody down there saying peace and love. You have a signal that seems to be indicating something, leading to an attack, possibly. One could surmise. I don't think that's being paranoid at all. It's being reasonable. Of course, it's panic in the streets and the cities because the cities are a hellhole. I don't for the life of me remember seeing that Samsung logo, but man, Samsung has come a long way. They were, in the 90s, Samsung was simply because you couldn't afford Sony. That's what Samsung was. All right, I gotta look at his uniform. Is that Air Force or Marines? I think they may say Marines here. You don't think they flew 90 billion light years to start a fight? I think they did. And we didn't see them fly in quickly. Do they? We must have gotten a look at him sometime after they turned off the hyperdrive, right? Because you can't just float in from the moon and go unnoticed. I've got my mustache. I'm still Will Smith. Everybody likes me. I didn't slap Chris Rock yet. Gotta let my other girlfriends know? Oh, sure. I'll tell you what, if I thought I could get away with it, I'd use the Vivica Fucks in the strip club thumbnail for YouTube. I have a feeling that'd get you the limited ad support. As panicky as people are, I don't see them fighting. David, here to save the world, doesn't have a driver's license. First lady's got a first lady, man. And you sure as hell wouldn't recognize the daughter if you saw her today. Forgot the actress's name. She's in a few things here and there. I think she was on a show. I think there was a small indie movie called The Duff, Designated Ugly Fat Friend, where she's the Duff. Yeah, we got to talk up the backstory. You don't bring up your own backstory. You have somebody else do it. Yeah, if you're so smart, why'd you spend 8 years at MIT? You know, the audience knows, oh, wait, he said MIT. He spent a lot of time there. He must be pretty smart. There is a chance if we don't get the washing quick enough, it won't be there. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Dad. We've got to stop, and they're going to consult. Possible memorable line there, trailer moment type thing. Now here we go, mocking him. The aliens abused him sexually. Mm-hmm. And that got a laugh out of the audience in the day. Now people have to, I don't know, be really squeamish about what they laugh about. Here we go. This guy, what was his name? He had like a hyphened name or a middle name also. It's like Andrew Keegan something, whatever. Hey, if the world's coming to an end, we may as well do it now. No, we were leaving you as a family. Funny moment. You know how fireable guns at the spaceship inadvertently trigger an interstellar war. That is a possibility. Like, that sounds like something that would actually be said on the evening news. Harry Connick Jr. as the wingman for Will Smith here. But a small role. He exits the film quickly. Captain Stephen Hiller. I don't even think people remember his character's name. It's just Will Smith. Despite your excellent record, you don't get to be with NASA. All right, I need to look for something here. Black Knights. Is that Marines? I'm not reading their shirt very well. Oh, gays in the military joke right there. Mm-hmm. Last I saw of Harry Connick Jr., they were trying to get him started with a daytime talk show. But no, you can't do what Jasmine, right? Space shuttle, let you marry a stripper. And here she is. Maybe not the best or worst pole work, but geez. Bring back Elvis. Man, you don't find girls with built like that these days now. Now, if they're going to have any booty, they're just going to be fat. That girl auditioning, that so cool face. And what have I seen her in before? She used to get around on sitcoms in the 90s. I think. Maybe she was on Townies. The ABC's Friends ripoff. It's supposed to be a vehicle for Molly Ringwald, but it actually like had a bunch of other people like Bill Burr. Dharma and Greg. What was that? Jenna Elfman, right? Yeah. I think she was on that. I'm going to look this up. Oh, yeah. You have a laptop with a miniature CD. It looked like not a full-size CD drive, but like a miniature one. I am aware that this Apple he has, incredibly expensive on his salary, would be possibly unfeasible. It's something like an $8,000 PC. Like, I mean, it was like exuberantly high. And 96 money, that's not far from a car. Not new, but used. That is a very fancy looking technobabble device he just put on the car. McLaughlin Group, nice. Mae Whitman, that's the name of the president's daughter here. Now, what is the name of the gal that she does go there to try to welcome Elvis? Might have been wrong about who I thought she was, for that matter. But look at, we are methodically setting together this buildup of what we're expected to do here with these guys. Like, we never really see their perspective. Only once we have somebody inside their ship do we understand what's happening in there. And even then, it's loose. Kirsten Warren. Yeah, she's got the cool, so cool, like, face. That must have got her the part. It says this was her first movie, so she really may not have even been in the show I was talking about at length, right? Oh, we're going to be flying some helicopters. We're still occasionally making a movie about contacting aliens, aren't we? We saw that guy. I think he's like Secretary of Defense or whatever. Or is he Chief of Staff? Or is she Chief of Staff? Which is it? But yeah, he's like, I don't like these people playing behind my back. You know why we have a satellite disruption? Go ahead. Can't send direct signals. We got to use our satellites. Well, I found the signal. And here, I've got a program with a clock ticking down. What was it, like 20 minutes? Welcome Wagon, good name. I'm going to be on the ship, the gunship that uses the lights to welcome the aliens, and I get to be a hero if this works out. Mind you, same year we're kind of doing a spoof of this with Mars Attacks. All right. Either way, do we need David's warning? Because these guys go up there, test them first, get shot down. Now we have a feeling they don't mean well. Yep, that was deliberate. Black Hawk down. All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and get out of the White House now. Marine 1, load up. Nine minutes. Something bad's going to go down. Oh, is that really kind of car a stripper would have? And here we got some people welcoming the aliens, not really yet aware of what happened with Welcome Wagon. Was that building used in Bad Boys, maybe? Like, I kind of looked familiar. Promise me you won't go welcoming them. I promise. Okay, and then she does it anyway. I don't think Harvey Yeah, I don't think Weinstein or Fierstein make it out of this. Wait, was the daughter's name, the actress's name's Mae Whitmore? And it's a President Whitmore? Whitman. Okay. Yeah, you'd have a hard time recognizing her now, being an adult. It's hard for me to think of this as nearing 30 years ago. It's the welcoming light. Of course, we can't all have benevolent aliens come visit us, right? Sometimes I gotta have bad intentions. Because that's where the fun is. From Marine One to Air Force One. I really should have done a slight bit of research here to see if the Goldblum's ex is a chief of staff. Time's up. It's gonna fire. Okay, maybe this is bad. Are they beaming us up? Which is it? Now this is bad. We get some nice looking building explosions here. Movie really blows out of the park with the miniatures. Of course, in some ways, the compositing it together is a little crude. You guys should all be running. Oh, you haven't seen your building blow up yet. Well, now you have. Goodbye, Harvey. White House and, I don't know, is it Marine 2 or something? They don't make it. There was a PlayStation video game I didn't get to play, as by the time I got a PlayStation, it was a little passé to revisit the older titles. You wouldn't be finding them for rent or anything, but I imagine it played out like one of the like city defense type things in Star Fox 64, where there's a giant saucer with a countdown timer, all that jazz. Of course, their plane gets off just in time. ever so barely. I am not an expert on chemicals. I just don't really know where all the fire's coming from. Okay, so there's a blast. It would be like a concussive force, right? I'm not sure if there would be fireballs generated everywhere. We've got that famous LA tunnel here. You've seen it in The Terminator. You've seen it in Predator. And now we will make a run for it and hide in Independence Day. And you are rooting for the dog. And the dog gets, some hero moments. The dogs I have had would not have cooperated. We would have had to pick them up and lead them. Look how slow the blast is. You can see it coming. You can make a move. Boomer, come on. Oh, my human called. Okay. Hero shot. And it looks a little jank. I know. All right. Now for July 3rd. It'd be on July 4th. It's going to be our Independence Day, right? Ah, man, we never saw the Statue of Liberty go down, did we? John Connor reporting. I've been saying for 10 damn years. We never really know if these are the aliens that he said abducted him or if that actually happened. But, living his truth, he does get to be a hero. Man, we mobilized a massive amount of RVs. You can't do that in a movie now. That'd be computer. Appeared to be actual shot of Air Force One with fighter escorts. Should have evacuated. Told him not to panic and stay home. See, I used to be a fighter pilot, and I think the audience needs to know that. Because later, I'm going to fly. No crap, a lot of people died today. Helicopter never made it. Kind of seems like the lone survivors of Los Angeles. It's super intuitive stripper, her son, and I think they come across the First Lady, and that's really it. As from the limited lens we have to shine at this moment. Oh, of course, Boomer. Goddamn aliens. Passing out victory cigars, a little premature. USMC, United States Marine Corps, they're Marines. My brother and I were talking about this movie last night, and I was like, oh, were they Air Force in that? And he's like, well, they might have been Marines. No, they're Marines. Oh, you'll get your chance all right. Harry Connick Jr. Doing a little too much bragging for him to be expected to survive this attack. Really should look up this trope about the fat lady singing. Maybe the fat lady didn't come out until the end of an opera. I think those planes were done in a sort of post-production effect right there. Taking off like that instead of one at a time at a, runway. And the bad guy, he's very much into, we should have nuked him. We got to nuke him. Hey, we have nukes. I think we should use the nukes. Yeah, let's nuke our own cities. Oh, man, can you get canceled for doing an impression of a black guy in a movie? It's a white guy. Well, there's our target. It seems to be slowly heading towards the next city, maybe. All these attacks occurring simultaneously, we don't yet know that they have shields. But for those of you in the crowd that are familiar with Star Wars, Star Trek, you're kind of anticipating this. I think that looks nice. The shield absorbing the missiles. And we know that they can do this, but yet we move ahead with the nukes anyway. You don't see enough information about the making of this movie and like how they did the plane effects. But it's not a matter of a bunch of CGI planes. I'm too stupid to pull up. Crash into the shield. Reminiscent of Star Wars, yeah. Oh, and they have a ton of fairly invulnerable ships. You can see that they have shields. These guys need to just get out of here. Clearly, we got to get out of here, come up with a plan to get these shields down. Let's ask David. But, as soon as I saw the shields, I realized you need to upload a virus to mess with their systems, get these shields down. So I was kind of waiting for the movie to catch up with that train of thought. And then I was like, oh, thankfully, someone else had the idea I had. Nice miniature ruins there. You see what I'm saying about some of these fires? Like, the camera doesn't really rotate around the flame or go through it in this sort of way. I can't recall if they're an F-15. No, I think they're 16s or 18s. Probably 18. Oh, there's always got to be that guy who can't handle it. I got to take my mask off, and it's going to be doom for me. Rip Jimmy. Oh, they found our base. Oh, snap. Now, clearly, these being practical fires on set, now those look far more authentic, in the area. Also, what we wouldn't do today because setting things up is expensive and we'd just rather do shit in post. See how they fly blind, Will? Oh, they're agile. Well, I don't know if he would have made that. Kind of looked like he flew through the rock. Good looking miniatures. Not a bad looking scene. Of course, I kind of see it being done totally differently now. Like, the camera would have stayed on Will Smith as he parachuted. Make it, more extreme. Oh, you got no idea what's inside there. And I mean, it looks kind of like a tough creature. Yeah, he just punches it out in one punch, knocks the sucker out. Welcome to Earth. Bam. All right, I punched one out. I guess I can have my victory cigar now. That's a truck that looks like it's still upright. Maybe we can use it. Of course, the keys are hanging in the visor, just like in Terminator 2. Can she drive a stick? Really not into flying, huh, Jeff Goldblum? Yeah, we're going to send you into space on the super experimental spaceship that we have modified so that we can use it. Yeah, you're going up in that. I think that, you know, by giving him the air sickness sets him up for having to be quested with that, right? Overcome it. All you need is love. John Lennon, smart man. No, he wasn't. Was he shot in the back? I don't think it was the back. I might be wrong. Must launch the full nuclear strike. I'm telling you, this guy's all nukes all the time. The problem with making this character the bad guy, it definitely feels as though he's trying to do what's right here for America. You know, nukes being our best weapon, try that. But the ramifications on our own people, it doesn't really appear as though we have people affected, left in these cities to be affected by them. Her name's Constance. How do you feel about the name Constance or Connie? I kind of like it. None of you did anything, but my boy David, he's smarter than all of you. He figured this out while beating me at chess in the park. I hate to be the spoiler of bad news, but I'm the president. I'm telling you, Area 51's got nothing. There's nothing there. Sir, actually, we've been lying to you. But I guess we may as well say something now. You think there are things that we're not telling the president? Because how could Trump have not blabbed about, you know, I saw the aliens, they looked at me and I looked at them, and they looked at me and I looked at them. Oh, my mistake. She did pick up a few survivors. Can't tell if that guy's trying to fix her arm or play with her blood. Yeah, I've done some tornado cleanup, and it kind of looked like this. See any survivors over here? Oh, we know who she is. Boomer, cadaver dog. I bet you Hillary Clinton was watching this thing going, wow, people would come help me out of the kindness of their heart. Awesome. There's some white as all hell sand right there. I hope you got this thing tied up well, man. Well, we know which one is Russ is over here. They've got a plane to tow. Oh, trust me, there's a base. Look, even if that is a fudged together Air Force One with escorts, kind of looks better than it would be to now, wouldn't it? I mean, that's clearly like a matte painting right there as it's sitting. We've got Jane from Firefly welcoming everybody into the facility. Clean room my ass. And yeah, the American public was introduced to the clean room terminology with Terminator 2, but we didn't actually see anybody using it clean. And yeah, the little girl's going on a tour too. Deal with it. How'd you get these people to stay down here and not freak the hell out, being that we're under attack? Plausible deniability. We want you to be able to deny it. Data. I did not immediately recognize him on seeing this. I think my dad told me after the fact. I think my dad and mom got reasonable seats, but somehow somehow me and my brother thought it would be a good idea to be in the front row. Yes, the big tamale. And you're under the impression he doesn't survive this movie, but I think his character's back for the sequel. Yeah, with the mothership in the area now, this thing's come back online. We can use it for stuff. Not a bad looking ship design. Unique enough. Still reads alien spaceship. See, the last few days, this thing's kind of come back online. Oh, well, we haven't really been watching that part of the news where, everything got blown up. You know what we need to do? If they're interested in our planet because they like the temperature, if we make it too hot, then things won't come here to kill us. You want to see them? And yeah, we have a very cool-looking possible Professor X-style door to get into this vault, of course. We have some specimens. Doesn't really look like what Will Smith punched. So what? And then it's kind of explained that what we saw was the biomechanical suit. Is that necessary? You know, compelling enough? Was it? Did it really add much to the story to give them the suits where they can be, you know, just as fragilely punched as if they weren't in a suit? See some of that advanced tech. He is kind of right. He stumbled on the signal. He didn't really crack the code. Now we're pinning all this on him like, you're the smartest person still alive, Jeff Goldblum. These guys didn't even know the TV was being scrambled. Yep, good luck stopping that many RVs. Remember when everybody wanted Naruto run across Area 51? My dad insisted that Will Smith was the wrong guy for this movie, that they should have got Wesley Snipes. And then, and he swears by it so much that when Will Smith slapped the crap out of Chris Rock, he's like, see, should have got Wesley Snipes. We didn't know we were going to be ineffective. Come on now. I don't think he's wrong to try to meet their aggression with aggression. But the movie kind of like twists that into a, no, this is the way. Well, if they take out all the cities, are they going to leave a force behind to handle the rest of the humans or no? I guess if they did, it would look like the Skitters from Falling Skies, right? Where we kind of pick up as if it's Independence Day and we already lost all the cities. The Central Command and everything. Yeah, your family probably didn't make it, son. Sorry. They must have had a lot of fuel left in that truck. California highway maintenance going to be using a truck that old? Okay, so being in the subway saved him. What about the other people in the subway? He wasn't his father. See, you got to pick up on it. Kind of hoping he wanted the job, though. And we get into it. What do you do? I'm a dancer. Oh, I always love ballet. No, exotic. Sorry to make the assumption there. Don't be. I'm not. Besides, it's good money. Mm-hmm. My baby's worth it. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to tell everybody that you're the first lady, though. It's hard to recognize you with all the dirt on you. She voted for the other side. I think that's the Democrats that were elected, by the way. Microprobe thingamajig. Yeah, we've got rule experts here. So this is the one that got punched out by Will Smith. Interior, like, reminiscent of the alien egg and Alien in ways. Yeah, so they're wearing a biomechanical suit. How do they get inside? It kind of doesn't seem like they can kind of just hop in and out of these. Though the toy made it look easy. Why did those sparks start before it even got up? Oh, it's towering and huge. This is bad. With the tendrils going like that. I mean, I know it's a little inspired by Alien, but I'm also seeing some species in there. So as I see it, anyhow. We get a jump scare here. Kaboom. And we get the concept established here. They can communicate through them in a way. Yeah, I don't mind the alien kind of being put in here with this composite effect. It's at least it's not 90s CGI in a rush job scenario. Oh, we're not interested in negotiations. What did we do to wrong you guys to bring on this attack? Not even giving us the option to be assimilated. And the sounds affecting the president. No, it's not. So I guess we can just go ahead and shoot it. And yeah, I mean, Doctor here appears to have not made it. So I'm kind of curious now if his character, hell, it's probably not even easy to find streaming anymore, but at one point, everybody wanted you to watch it for free. His character returning is like a, you know, twin brother, one of those sort of scenarios. Adam Baldwin firing a gun better than Alec Baldwin. No relation. I saw what they plan to do. We gotta nuke them. All right, finally, I got him on board with the nuke option. Though, I wonder if it even needed to be that guy's suggestion. Water coolers do have a mechanism to cool the water, right? Like you get nice cold water, but without the ice cubes. Do places of business even offer the water cooler anymore? Because it's kind of a pain. You have to swap it out when it's low, not just refill it at any time. Or have it on tap. Of course, we have to explore how their marriage fell apart. She's kind of on the tall side to be catching up with Jeff Goldblum there. Kind of need to look her up, see if I've seen her in anything else, because really nothing comes to mind. What? You're not authorized to fly a plane or a helicopter, I mean? Oh, really? I'm gonna say that you punch me. Come on, big dude like this. It's insulting. I think there would be a little breakdown in the chain of command, you know. We're playing things a little more loose. Hey, if you got to borrow a helicopter, go ahead. Just try to ring back. Margaret Colin. She has a role in Gossip Girl, which I never watched because I'm a straight white male. Yeah, she's Constance in Independence Day. Now I need to look and see what her position is. Is she chief of staff? I think it's James Rebhorn died. He's the one that sort of the all nukes all the time guy. Yeah, Secretary of Defense. And a former CIA director, keeping the secrets. Plausible deniability, right? All right, here go the nukes. Would those lights be functioning? Like, actually, as I think about it, it's more like we're nuking a city that hasn't been hit yet by them because they're coming to a new city. And we're intercepting them at the next... Oh, yeah, he's loving it. Surely that worked, right? It's not New York City getting hit again. This is it going to another city. And then we're destroying our city with the nuke. But we never see the mayhem, the people fleeing. Like, we get the sense that they already left the city. Well, at least that worked. All right, good job, guys. Thumbs up. Now for the confirmation on the ground, and nope, still there. Oop. My bad. White House Communications Director and David's ex-wife. Communications Director. Why didn't I think of that? Wasn't Chief of Staff. Oh, come on. The bombers might have more luck. Sure they will. Hey, at least we didn't do the strike, simultaneously like we tried with the fighters. First Lady's got some internal bleeding. The popular joke at the time was that this was Bill Clinton's favorite movie. The president's the hero, gets to fly the plane, and the First Lady dies. What's not to like? Will Smith to the rescue. Yeah, I can fly a helicopter too. These are different skills than a plane. Hey, sir, I'm bleeding pretty bad over here. We need to get me on board. But by all accounts, it seems like the First Lady is a good character. We don't see her being set up to get killed. She's not, being mean to her subordinates, kicking people out of the way so that she can be rescued. Things, whatever. When it all went down, it was off camera with her, but we didn't see anything damaging to her character. I can't. Thus the origin of I can't even. Oh, we gotta call the little girls Munchkin all the time, don't we? Still allowed to do that? Is she older than him? Doctors think you're... I'm gonna lie. You liar, yeah. She didn't make it. Now, look, we've got all these things going on. We have the president, obvious, you can make that a character, right? And his family. We can make a hero of a fighter pilot, a scientist. It really seems like the fat that could have been trimmed is Randy Quaid. He just kind of fills a role that others are doing better. Doesn't really call the shots, but has a weird, almost redemption angle. But then again, we also aren't that clear on what exactly abducted him, or if he's making it up, whatever. All right, it's July 4th. Time to hatch a real plan. It's David. You're going to get a cold. What's that? A virus. What? I can give it a virus. Oh, now we got an idea. The whole time I'm like, no, you got to... I'm like, no, you got to give it a virus. Upload a virus. Come on, everybody knows about computer viruses, even 96. Come on. Damn, more Reebok? Reebok really got up in this. Haven't spoken to God since your mother died. And then you could also make a joke, even after she left me. Here we go. You rest you on the freeze on the floor, you'll catch a cold. What? What did you say? About faith? No. The part about the cold. Screw the faith part. Did you need him to repeat the line? Wait, I heard you say something about catch a cold. Can you say that again for the audience? What about, I don't want you to catch a cold. Okay, now that the audience has really been alerted to this, now we can snap into it. Pretty bold assertion to think that this thing is worthy of breaking through the atmosphere and going up to the mothership. All right, you have authorization. Go ahead and shoot it. Yeah, this could have been incredibly dangerous, and then one of the kids loses an eye. Program the shield to go down. Good shot. Well, it took years of practicing shooting. That's how I did it. Computer virus. Maybe this is the point where most of the public became aware of computer viruses. I was already aware. I actually did a little more computer programming than the average kid in the early 90s because I was able to get into DOS and launch programs. Kind of troubleshoot computer a little. Things were far less user-friendly back then. By sometime to take them down. Do your stuff. Yeah. Didn't really have his speech totally worked out. Yeah. Well, how long do you think the shields will be down? Because I think they'll be down permanently. Guy really wants to dismiss everybody's idea that's not his. Hey, we can't turn down a volunteer at this point. Oh, it flies. Hell, we just remove the clamps, it floats on its own. And we'll get up there and we'll do a little bit of an Empire Strikes Back homage while quoting Jurassic Park. Fair enough, being that the guy saying the line in Jurassic Park is the same guy here. Must go faster. It's a part people like, too. You can't complain too much about that. First real scene together for these two. And they're kind of the co-heroes of the movie. Well, also with the president in some way, too, but... You're fired. Well, where are you going? I don't understand what... So, Secretary of the Defense just got fired. I mean, is he confined to quarters? Like, where exactly does he go from here? Because you're in Area 51. Brief little check-in on different countries. Being told how to handle these things. Wait for the codes. Look at the way humanity has to come together. It's like we've got like the Iraq or Saudis. That might have been... Sounds English, but I think we might have seen Jerusalem there. Israel, is that Germans or Russian group? All right, Japanese on board. Okay, yep, see? All right, so we're getting reports coming in. Everybody's being briefed. Wait for us to take those shields down, and we'll strike together. Of course, everybody likes seeing the old tech be of use. Back in my day, we had Morse code. That's what we're going to use. There we go. Any flight experience? Hey, a few people are raising hands. Really? You seem a little drunk, but being that we're a little pressed, go for it. All right, so you're drunk, you just coffee. You just have enough coffee, you can overpower alcohol, guys. That's 1986. Hey, that's good enough for given the circumstances. In Nam, you flew. That's all I needed to hear. All right, so let's say you're kidnapped by aliens in 1986, and you want some revenge. You're in. We got room for you. You don't think maybe we need to conceal the weaponry a little bit? I think that we have also greatly exaggerated the speed at which these things can go to get them in and out of the mothership in outer space around orbit, in a super timely fashion. Hell, we don't even know what kind of fuel these things need. They kind of just gloss over that. All right, we got a big day here. I've got my tattoo on the side. I don't know what that is, a Thundercat or whatever. But this is going to be my wedding dress for right now. And we're doing this as fast and shoddily as possible in the chapel. We just met, but we're going to be witnesses, sure, because I guess we're flying up there together. Missed an opportunity to product placement that diamond ring, right? Now hearing the vows, she's like, you know what? Maybe we should have stayed together, or we're going to temporarily call off the divorce. The court system is down anyway. Traffic tickets aren't being enforced. I guess we can say that we're remarried also right here because we heard it. All right, we about to get our big rousing speech. Here we go. I'm going to stand on top of the truck. Of course, when someone tries to fire up their basketball team, they don't do the full speech. Good morning. Good morning. They don't even do that part. They just go at the end. It would be fun if they said the whole speech. And I'll tell you this. There are some movie parts that kind of I tear up at, and it's not necessarily because the rest of the movie is setting up for it, but we will not go quietly into the night. Like, that kind of gets to me. And if it gets to you too, hey, go ahead and smash that like button. Oh, yeah. This is what we need. We need an alien invasion that is obvious, not some kind of secret war subverted affair that could pull us together as humanity. Now, how come these have quotation marks? How come part of that had quotation marks in the subtitles? All right, everybody's really ready to go now. They're like, yep. And you know what? He's like, we're going to go down there. We're going to march peacefully. I'll go with you. Oh, nope. He actually goes with you. Not like Donald. Let's give him hell, and I'm suiting up. I didn't really want to run this by you, but I'm a combat pilot, so... Yeah, but what good are you up there without barf? You know? Without John Candy as barf. It would have been cool if he had a co-pilot and it was... Okay, well, you couldn't have done it because John Candy died in 94. But, man, okay, so he needs a co-pilot. He just gets in there and right behind him is John Candy. They would just been like, boom. People would have loved it. Give him some barf bags there. I don't know what he gave him, but I think it's Jewish memorabilia. Like the yarmulke in the Old Testament, maybe. I'm sure Ben Shapiro has some confusing word, a bunch of girdle sounds for it. All right, you guys got to go up. Come on. Everyone's counting on you. We got to have a cigar. Of course, he's got cigars on him. Why not? Kid's like, man, I wish I got to go. That trusty apple. Why have a HAL 9000, screen there other than to try to make a gag for the movie? I don't see that doing him any good, actually, in flying the ship. Because really, it's just like a start. It's almost like a welcome screen, really. It's not Siri helping him out in some way or AI. Okay, gotcha. Yes. Very important that we don't smoke too early. Gotcha. Okay. I need to keep an eye on that. When they land, are they smoking cigars? Walking out smoking? All right, we really don't know what to expect here. All right, so you thought you have to invert your controls a little? Is that what you're doing? He flipped the forward and reverse, but he also flipped the left and right when he flipped that paper back. Something to consider. Remember, this is the guy overcoming the air sickness. It's one of our heroes. Oh, they're headed to Area 51. Not a burgeoning metropolis by any means, but maybe a viable target. Maybe they got a sense that one of their ships was in the area, right? NASA rejected you, so you're going up on your own terms. Man, I forgot what the big ship looked like. It doesn't look like simply a bigger version of the saucers that went to the planet. Looks a little more bulbous, bug-like. Almost like it has little legs coming down. Like a beetle. All right, now obviously we're not flying that many planes together legit, but I don't think this looks bad. Oh, the package has not been delivered yet. We're going to have to wait a little. Oh, well, they're just screwed. Yeah, clearly. I don't know if there was much of a plan or place for the people outside, really. Yep, this is a huge-ass ship. And they're sort of being like tractor beamed in. Of course, I mean, in direct contrast to something like Star Trek The Motion Picture, not a lot of concern for what they want or why here exactly, right? Oh, you guys came for water? Well, why didn't you tell us? Like, we don't even, we're not even concerned. We just want you dead now. All right, let's go to the hub. We got some troopers lined up in their biomechanical suits. You think they were getting ready for the ground forces? Knock out the cities, then let the troops in? Power windows, you say? Well, shutters. Gotta be confident those shutters worked. You guys would just have to duck. I mean, so my plan was thinking, okay, we got to upload a virus. Through what interface do you guys take? I mean, this is 1996. This might be the era of USB 1.0, maybe. I don't even think it really caught on. Ethernet cable, sure. I mean, eSATA, I guess. Cable modem, well, I guess when we call it Ethernet, I think it's the same. Firewire might have been 94, maybe, when Firewire started. That might be what he's using. Of course, I don't think they have the interface. Their system's getting messed up. Well, that's a good look for us. Fox 3, I guess, means firing a missile. Is it down yet? Not yet. The virus simply hasn't taken full effect yet. As though that's how that works. Oh, we have penetration, and there we go. Direct hit. I mean, now would probably be a good time to crank out some nukes. I think that'd probably fix their wagon. Weirdly, my dad would say that'll fix your wagon, but I never really think the condition was about fixing anything. Like, oh yeah, getting spanked in the face, that'll fix your wagon. I'll fix your wagon, right, you know? I think this is the best big dogfight since Return of the Jedi, probably. Can't really think of another scenario that gave you this good of a multi-plane aircraft, essentially space fight battle, although it's, you know, in our atmosphere. What's up with this ship? No, not my RV. He hates those Chevy Blazers. A lot of that pretty serviceable explosion stuff. It's okay. We've agreed to help the people out there, so some of them get to come down to Area 51 operations. Uh-oh, they opened the shutters. Yeah, of course, we get another joke in there. Is Fox 3 a position on your missile bay? Because they were saying Fox 2. Oh, it's gearing up. It's got that big weapon on cooldown, right? Cooldown's almost expired. Young guy go down. Adam Baldwin's got quite a bit of screen time in this. I did not recall that. He is like essentially in command of Area 51. Oh, we missed. We gotta get underneath. Oh no, he had the missiles. What are we gonna do? Now, okay, look. From a storytelling perspective, do we need Cousin Eddie doing this, like the sacrifice move? He said all missiles have been used, but he does have a missile there, but it's malfunctioned. You guys have guns you can shoot at these things still, yep. By and large, I could see this looking worse today, seriously. And then just like a unfortunate, oh, your missile just malfunctioned, okay. Guess we'll try again. Like, that's gonna fix it. Is this even a possibility? Can that even happen? Now we got like a big heroic sacrifice here. He's doing this to save his kids who are down there who assumingly wouldn't survive the blast, so. But now we all are also playing this for laughs at the same time. Big assumption here that running into the focal point of this with your jet is going to be what takes it out. I think they went too far for the laughs there. Somehow that works. I mean, he didn't really fly into, I don't know, the engine structure or something. It's almost like putting your finger at the tip of a gun, but not even jamming your finger inside. But either way, this, I don't think that really is going to help. And Independence Day it does. And then they relay, hey, we know how to beat them. You guys have a crazy dude who's been abducted that you were making fun of for 10 years. Have him fly his ship into the fulcrum there, where the power emanates, and that'll work. The very I don't know how you call it. What you did, your father did, very brave. You should be very proud. Yeah, I am. That's not really in touch with your feelings. Like, hey, we have nowadays. Okay, we have a guidance counselor downstairs in room C3 for you to go talk to about your loss. Okay. Thoughts and prayers. All right, tell everybody to fly someone into them. Though I'm sure their plan would be to shoot them with rockets. Of course, Jeff and Will are still stuck in space. It seems like forever. Not yet. We got to hold on to that cigar, bro. It ain't time yet. I ain't heard no fat lady. So do they think they're going to get fiddled around with, right? They're going to get kidnapped? Like Mr. Case? Feels like they got to the cigars a little early. It seems like a lot of this is out of order, doesn't it? Like, we just uploaded a virus. Like, I mean, and look, taking out these guys here, but what did he hit execute on? So the virus was supposed to take the shields down so they could be attacked, and it did. But then he uploaded like a second virus so that they could release the clamp and make an escape. Like, once your computer's got a virus, it doesn't work in some function. Looks like we got a pretty good shot. Clear shot to leave. See a few different ships here I don't recall seeing. These other, like, longer, I guess you could call them relatively destroyers, fighters, bombers, maybe. Wouldn't call it a battleship. There we go with the must go faster bit. And go. They made it through, and these guys can't put on the brakes. And did they say this was a nuke? Because it's very much treated as such. Yeah, that looks rather nukey. You know, not a terrible explosion. All right, did we save any RVs? I think there's a really good chance that this president's getting reelected. Yeah, we took him down with sticks. Our pyramids, they fell on our sharp pyramids. That'll teach them, yeah. The Sydney Opera House looks largely intact. Nice. We want to be able to recognize some of these cities, right? Hey, that was Happy Gilmore's child Caddy, I believe there. The one that kind of looked albino, you know, with the super platinum white hair. Oh, we haven't heard anything. Oh, no. Of course, just as we talk about this, there will be a guy who says radar's picked him up. All right, now look at them. Do they have the cigars in mouth? Because this would be the time to smoke here. Yep, they got them. And everybody's happy and excited. It would sure seem as though these things have been totally eradicated, or damn close to it. Certainly not in a position of power on Earth now. And I don't know what the deal is with them, but there was like a rivalry. It's not like, hey, I was into your woman, but she's busy hanging out with me or something. I don't know. As if the president was dismissive of him, but has changed his mind. Man, Munchkin did not talk much. Hell, Dylan really didn't say a whole lot either. You know, people talk about kid acting not so good. Well, you know, keep the lines to a minimum. There's some fireworks as alien ships crash around the atmosphere. So that does it for Independence Day. How do you guys feel about this one? Do you think that it's like the prototypical summer blockbuster? Maybe it started some trends that are still going today. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it's totally irrelevant and forgotten to time. Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, adios.